I got very nervous after I stopped talking. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Day by Day Podcast. I'm Leslie.
And I'm Diana.
And we have our beautiful guest again, Miss Mare.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Mama.
And today we're going to be doing episode 35. Almost 40. Oh my goodness.
You're right. It does feel nice seeing the number continue to grow.
Yeah,
It does.
it does. I haven't seen it lately, but I was kind of curious to see where we are. But it's great. I'm like, dang, doing this for a whole year.
Could you imagine? It started with an idea.
It started off an idea and we just went from it.
Yeah.
The hardest part, I'm never gonna stop. I don't think I'll ever change my mind on this. It was the name.
Yeah.
Coming up with the name, that was the hardest thing.
It was.
Yeah.
Because we had the idea. We already knew what we wanted. The photo, too, is
Yeah.
kind of like we already knew. But
we kind of put it together.
It was just a name. Like, what is it?
For real, though.
Mhm.
That did take a lot longer to
Gave
put
me a
together.
headache.
So shout out to Meme for helping.
Yes, because I think Mem is someone that came up with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we were stuck on a few.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said day by day. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. We
It
are
was
taking
catchy.
life day by day.
It's catchy and it was very, like, easy in a way. But it was, like, so simple. And it was like, this is it. It's the name that we want.
This
Yeah.
is us.
Yes. But this is our second try with this
Yeah.
episode, but it'll be better. It'll be better because honestly, the last episode, I think we did better.
Yeah, I honestly, and this is what we were talking about like before we started this one. I think it happened for a reason because we
Mhm.
did expose a bit more.
Yeah, and I feel like in a way, it was kind of like, I think at least for me, I think I let my anger a little bit too much on
The
this
first
one.
time,
Mhm.
yeah,
This one, I still let it out, but I feel like it was more classy,
more tamed,
Much cleaner.
much cleaner, much
The
classy.
cleaner cut.
A cleaner cut. But today's topic, not too clean.
There's still some tea sprinkled in there.
Yeah. But this one's gonna be a little juicy out there. But we're gonna be talking about sex.
The sex talk.
The sex talk.
SEX.
The sex talk, though, talk that a lot of us did not have growing up. Diana shaking her
The
head.
big elephant in the room.
The big elephant in the room.
Honestly, yeah, and I get why it's awkward to have the sex talk with your kids,
Yeah.
but it's like you don't. It's not like you have to explain to them fucking positions. Like just tell them the anatomy and what safe
Yeah.
sex is.
And the consequences
And
of
the
not taking care of yourself.
Mhm. And the
'Cause
other person too.
There's just too. There's more than obviously getting pregnant. That's the big thing. But what comes after también, it's like a
Mhm.
for life
Like major
situation.
diseases and all that stuff.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, when they think pregnancy is like, oh, you buy the cute clothes, you buy the cute toys, you buy the
Mhm.
baby's cute.
That's always been the biggest thing,
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy. But I'm like, no, it shouldn't be. That should be like the last thing on your mind because, well, to me, if I'm being honest, I think
Mm-hmm.
it would be having some type of disease.
Some type of that's your big
That's
fear
the
thing.
worst
Yeah,
because some of them you can't get out of,
that's true.
and some of them kill you.
Aye,
It's true.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Freddie Mercury is.
Oh, I know.
May he rest in peace.
No, but yeah, I think the sex talk is very important, and I love how we're having a sex talk like now as adults.
I know.
But in a way, it's kind of like our what we went through, our experience with it. But I want to say I was very innocent, I guess, in saying it nicer way. But I wasn't very educated on
Yeah,
like sex.
I think we all were,
Yeah,
because I was too.
yeah.
And
But
it
I
was,
feel like a lot of people know a lot more. Like sometimes like people will say stuff. I was like, wait, I don't get it. What?
now kids nowadays, they are
Yes.
like
I was
so.
like, wait, what's happening here?
Yeah, like a lot of
Yeah.
the slang. I'm like, the what and the where?
I go
Y'all
there.
do who?
And then Luigi goes, honey, you don't know? I'm like, no, I'm innocent.
Yeah. Me too. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
You said
No.
my little innocent ears. No.
I pull up my Google search, and I'm like, okay, what does so and so mean?
Oh my God. I'll be like, Mary, why are you Googling it? Why is your research all? I don't want to go through
Why is that
y'all's
person
Google
on
research.
top of there?
No. I will say though, so when I was little, I thought I was gonna put my Anastasia movie on, and it turned out it was a movie. I don't even want to know who the movie it was.
Oh,
I
so
lived
you
with my
don't even
parents
know?
then.
You don't know who it was?
I don't know. I
Oh
don't care.
my
The
god.
cassette.
I thought I was gonna die from watching that.
Oh my god.
Like that movie just went on. There was no
That's-
play button. It just started.
Oh no.
And it was intense. I was like, wait, what? What is this? Is not Anastasia. What's happening here?
Not the Anastasia box.
Oh no.
I threw it away because I didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, poor person.
I don't even want to know whose it was, and I don't care. Because I don't think it was Memes or
I
Nannies.
mean,
We were
first
really
of all,
little.
it's their fault for doing that.
I know.
For putting
Unless
it in a-
you know what? It was a pirata movie.
It was?
It was a pirata movie now that I'm thinking about it.
What
What if the person who I bought it from accidentally put that movie?
accidentally? It
What
sounds
the-
more like on purpose.
I
Well, I did it in
that
Mexico.
intense. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
They really said, let's show these kids.
Oh, you want Anastasia? You
Uh.
got Anastasia.
Either that
a
or
different kind of Anastasia.
either that or cuando lo estaban haciendo pirata, they accidentally mixed it up. So whoever bought the is watching
Got
Anastasia.
Not Anastasia. But that was my first time watching. Well, I didn't watch the whole thing because I was scared. I
Yeah.
got a little nauseous because there was too many guys with one girl.
Oh,
And I was
no,
like-
no, no, no,
and I
no,
was like, I
no.
didn't know what was happening. And
To this day, I don't think I could watch that kind of.
it was messy. It was messy. And it just jumped into it.
Ew.
There was no intro, like there was no hello. Nothing.
I'm still innocent, Leslie.
I don't know about that. Your Google search says otherwise.
My Google search is clean.
And I don't think I said that last time. But yeah, that was the first time. But my parents never talked to me. They never gave me the sex talk.
No, me neither.
They never explained to me, like you said, how babies happened. Nothing. I didn't get educated. I know at school they taught us about like a sex class, but let's be honest, a lot of us didn't pay attention to that.
No, I know I for sure didn't.
I didn't. I was just talking. I was like, yes, free movie night.
Yeah, literally. Like
Not a
I,
night, but like
I remember
movie
it
night.
was, I remember it was in elementary school,
Mhm,
like
también.
5th grade. And I remember like the first time. No, yeah, like I remember my mom, she was like, well, they taught you in school. And I was like, okay.
Because
But
I
I
remember my
didn't
mom
pay
signed me up for
attention.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't pay attention. Like,
But still,
you tell
you-
me.
But you would think kids would still have questions about
yeah.
it, you know? It's not like that video is going to give you everything. It's just going to give you, like, it's going to explain to you the main things, but
The
it's not
appropriate
the
stuff.
appropriate stuff, and not like, you know, like,
Yeah.
kids, I mean, we were little. We're like, oh, curious. But did you watch school video? Do you
I
remember?
want to say elementary. I remember like the period talk, but then in high school, I had to sign up for health class. But even then, we didn't really talk about it.
Well,
My
My-
teacher would just give us workbook, and he will fall asleep in his desk.
Me as a teacher. Here's the bug read.
Oh, did you ever have like the baby, like the fake baby in high
Yeah.
school?
No, we
I
didn't.
did.
I did too.
We didn't, and I thought that was
Really?
gonna happen
I was
when I joined the
traumatized.
health.
I guess it didn't traumatize me enough.
I was traumatized with that baby.
I had 2
Like,
kids.
Girl, I would still hear it cry after I
No,
in that
no.
baby.
I know.
It was horrible. My wrist hurt and everything because you would have to put the key in the back and hold it. And then I was like falling asleep, and then when it would like make like a little giggle, that means he was fine. It's like okay. But I took that baby to
That
the
sounds
movies.
scary.
It was very scary. It woke me up so many times at night, but I passed.
Oh my god.
And then at the end, when you turn in that baby, I guess they would put it on their computer and they could see like how many times they cry for how long, like, or they could tell if you hit the baby, like if the
Yeah.
baby hit his head or something. Yeah.
Or if they cried for too long.
Can you
yeah.
imagine if somebody was upset and it's like, shut
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Like there would be
people-
some people that would just throw them in their closets.
Yeah.
And just leave them there for like the weekend. Yeah. I
No.
wonder where they are now.
Why
For
did they still
real.
do that?
I no.
No, not the real thing.
Not the baby.
No, I'm talking about the baby.
Oh.
Like the dog.
Should I hope so? I really do
Yeah.
hope so.
I hope it's more intense now.
Oh my god.
They need it a little bit more intense. They need that baby longer than the weekend, the whole week.
They need to watch the births, okay? They need to watch
Oh,
all
I
the
don't
births.
know.
at school.
No.
I did in high school.
I didn't.
We watched. It was 3 different ones. You got to see a natural, you got to see a C-section, and you got to see where they stick a thingy and they pull it out.
Ew.
Oh yeah, the forceps.
No.
I can't believe I yeah. We watched that in high school.
No, and the thing is that like a lot of people, sorry, I thought I felt a hair. But a lot of people think that like honestly from pregnancy, like I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, pregnancy is so beautiful." Like, bitch, no the fuck it's not.
It's not.
It's not. Like
we
you
saw
have
it yesterday.
you have sickness for the longest time ever for months. Like it lasts all day. Like you can't eat anything, you can't smell anything. Like it's so weird that me listening to a specific song would make me want to just vomit everywhere.
No, wait,
Really? What
Yeah.
song was it?
What's up?
Fuck.
What's the,
I wonder
what's the
with
singer?
Mateo, it was the "You Didn't Have to Cut Me Off."
That song?
That song would make me want to just profusely. Yeah. And like for Mario, fuck, which one was it?
No.
I forgot which one it was. Yeah.
What?
Like I would hear it and I'd be like,
Why?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and it would be a lot of things that would, like throughout the day, I don't think I would be able to actually like hold down food until like the afternoon. And even then, like it was a struggle.
Wow.
And then the actual like birth, like girl, anything can happen. Like I had 2 C-sections. That's a struggle. But there's other girls that like rip. There's other girls that break their pelvic
Oh,
bone.
yeah,
I'm scared.
There's
but they
I was
saw-
a C-section baby.
girl, I had
I
2
was a
C-sections.
C-section baby too.
Oh shit. That was a natural apparently. My mom was like, "Yeah, you're small." And I was like, "Oh, must be nice."
I was a C-section because apparently the cord was around my neck.
Mateo too.
I said
That's why he
no.
was a C-section.
My mom said you was lazy, and even in the
Still,
beginning,
I'm just kidding.
even in the beginning.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Danny and I were both C-section. Meme was natural.
Dang.
That
Maybe it was
big
out of
old
there. Oh no.
No.
But see, like if like yeah, like that's the pregnancy, but then you also have to look at like like the emotional attachments. Like
Mhm.
let's just set aside like the viruses for right now or the infections. Like the emotional attachments.
Mhm.
Like we said the first time, like women, I don't know how men, like, because they don't communicate it, but women for sure, like we give a part of ourselves to that person whenever we allow them, in basically.
Mm.
And sometimes, like, if it's not the right person, like we feel icky and disgusted,
Yeah.
even though we said yes at first. It's just like that connection wasn't there, and we just feel like, ugh, like this shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I know mine was kind of.
It's also having like the power of saying, even if you had, like you said, Diana, like saying yes at first, but then you realize like halfway through you're like, okay, I'm not ready.
Mm-hmm. And that person.
You're allowed to say no,
Yeah.
I don't want this, even though the person might get mad and upset. But it's like I don't.
Or even worse,
no.
just ignore you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
That's
just,
even worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Worse.
worse.
you
That's
know?
called something else.
That's called something else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do
The
they call it
R
now?
word.
Grape? They call
Yeah.
it grape.
Yeah.
Grape.
They
Yeah.
they
I
added
didn't
the
even
G.
know this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
I got it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm a slow. I'm slow.
Grape. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a
Yeah.
thing. I mean, new word, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And another thing, I feel like it's very, especially if you weren't raised to have an open
conversation.
with your parents, you're also
Mhm.
you become
That
very
affects your
uncomfortable yourself.
communication with your partner. Yeah, I think I've never said this before, but I think that's why I was so afraid
Be in a
to
relationship.
Speak up in your
no,
relationship.
like finally having sex,
Oh, okay.
because I knew like the stigma around women, like we get so emotionally attached when it's
Mhm.
our first time and all
Mhm.
these things, and men try to ignore that, and they treat you like shit, and it's like, oh, that's all they wanted, you know?
I do have to say though, at least for me, the person that it did happen with, I mean, I guess thankfully I was in a relationship with him and he did care about me in a way, in his own way. But I mean, I've heard stories of others that get treated differently once it does happen.
Yeah,
And that
like
kinda
completely
sucks.
ghosted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like y'all were saying, it's you're giving a big part of you
Yeah.
to that person. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
yeah.
it does. Especially like as a girl, like whenever you're like hitting puberty and you're like barely coming into your own, like just having like that new feeling whenever it wasn't really communicated to you properly by your parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, like I know for sure, to me, like the first time that I tried, and I said it the first time around, but like I did stop it because it didn't feel right. Like it hurt, like it just plain hurt. Like it felt like something was opening that shouldn't be opened. And I
Yeah.
remember them getting like really, really very aggressive and very angry first for me stopping it. Like they didn't keep it going, but they got like very aggressive afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that's also scary.
That is.
yes, yeah, because men can go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
quick. Quick.
That's scary.
Yeah, the moment that you say no and it's like, all right, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you lost something. You don't know what you
Yeah.
lost. You lost something.
Yeah. And again, it's so true what all of y'all are saying, because when you know that it's not supposed to happen with that person, it's for a good reason. Because my first relationship, he was very pushy.
Yeah.
That he wanted it to happen, and I'm so thankful I never gave it to him, because he ended up cheating on me because I didn't
you
want
didn't
to.
put out.
Because I was like, we're so young, like we were like in
Yeah.
8th grade.
Oh my
We were
god.
freshmen in high school, because we started dating in 8th grade and freshman year, and I was like, no, like I'm not ready for that kind of shenanigans.
What the hell?
Scary.
It
It's scary, especially again when you don't know what to expect,
Or what's going
or
on with your body changes. Like,
like you're already going through a lot, because you're emotions and everything gets in the way.
women
And-
have it worse because of the periods and the mood swings. Like,
and this is my first actual relationship, and he like you he tried, and I was like, no,
Mhm.
I don't want to. And I'm so glad I didn't, because he obviously proved to me what he only wanted. And you want to know something funny too? When I don't know how or whom, but when he found out that I had lost my virginity, he called me. I don't know how. I'm trying to go back to.
wait, you found out?
Yeah, I
That
don't
is so
it was
creepy.
no, and he was
is.
like in a way kind of mad, and it was funny too, because he was dating a quote unquote friend of mine during that time when he called me. That's another story.
Oh my god.
But he called me. He was like, I thought I was gonna be your first one. I cannot believe it. I was like, hello.
The
Like,
audacity.
Obsessed much?
I know. And then he started messaging me and telling how he wanted to meet up so we could do it
What the hell?
while he was dating this one girl.
Hey,
I would have sent
no.
it to her.
No, because I guess she, if anything, I don't know how she found out that he was messaging me, but she still blamed it on me. But it was funny too, because so when she messaged me that they were starting to date, this happened during after we broke up and school was gonna start again. She was like, I want you to know from me, but I don't want to lose you as a friend, blah blah blah. But I had already started dating somebody else, and I was like, girl, honestly, as long as you both are happy, I don't care.
Mhm.
Girl, she switched on me. Like she was like completely
Like
different.
you were the problem.
I was the problem, and
I
and then-
hate people like
no,
that.
and then her and her little meanie friends started being all mean and stuff, and I guess once once she finally did it with him, because we were both in dance together, she was bragging all about them and their sex life and all that, which I didn't care, because I was like, I didn't like him by then anymore. He was abusive. And yeah, and then she also went after Luigi.
Oh my god.
And they somewhat had a thing, but it didn't really get nowhere. This is in high school. And then she tried to go for my other ex-boyfriend too. It was weird.
The one that you lost it with?
No, this was the one that broke my heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird thing.
Oh, she wasn't a friend then.
Yeah, no. So she was obsessed with being you.
It was weird.
That's
it was
weird.
Very weird.
And then he had a notification on your virginity, apparently.
Right.
Because he was
like,
keeping tabs.
I know.
That's
like, excuse
weird.
me.
That is just a weird
It
situation.
was.
I'm just
No,
what?
and I know, and I'm so glad. To this day, I'm so glad nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Because even when me and Luigi started dating, he still tried to message me.
The
And
first one,
the first ever one, when
the one that kept tabs.
yeah, and then he was like, I don't know why he has to go. I don't know why he has to try and get with all the girls I've been with.
Oh,
Which was
He
me
was
and
saying
other
that
girl.
about Luigi.
I know, and then he tried to message him and like be all cool with him, and Luigi was like, no.
oh, what a fake.
It was
Little-
weird. It was a
what
weird
little
thing.
bitch.
And I don't know. He had this weird thing. I guess I mean, me being very like not knowing much about sex, and he did. I guess he was very like he wanted to do this and this. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about.
Girl, oh my
I
god.
was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What is that?
I remember like when, because I don't really remember like the sex talk in school at
Yeah.
all, but I do remember that like whenever I did end up having my period, I was like freaking out. I thought I was dying,
Yeah.
and then my mom literally just laughed and told me that happens like once a month, and she gave me a pad. But then I remembered like the first time I ever like put a mirror down there to see what it looked
looks
like. I freaked out. I was like, why does it look like that?
no.
Oh my
Why
god.
is it like that? Why is that on me? I was freaking out so much. And then I remember like in Target, this was like, back whenever like they had like a little book, or they still have the book section, but like the books that they had, that being like it had like period stuff. And I remember opening it and like a girl putting in a tampon, and like the way that they drew it, it was weird. Like it didn't look like an actual vagina. Like it looked like a slit,
Oh.
like a slit and a hole, where she would put the tampon in.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I tried putting a tampon in once and I couldn't do it. So I've always had like a period pad. But I
Yeah.
remember like getting cramps so bad. So bad. And my mom telling me that's normal. Like, that's not normal. That's another thing that's also not normal. Like parents should really explain to their kids whenever they go through a certain change,
Yeah.
and hear them whenever something is actually like painful.
It's because como que todo like they will brush off.
They would.
They would
yeah.
brush
Our
off and
generation was brought up to just basically
Ignore it. Just
go with it.
Ignore
Yeah.
off.
everything.
Yeah.
Don't
Or
speak
like-
up.
Or like you're just being dramatic. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that sucks. Because también, I again como tú, I didn't know that que it wasn't normal to have like really extreme pains así,
Mhm.
or like
Heavy periods.
heavy
Yeah.
periods and
Mhm.
like all that jazz. Like it was just like, oh, you're fine, ponte esto,
Yeah, like you're
Or
gonna get
take
this once a
Advil.
month. Yeah.
and that's it.
Dude, my mom wouldn't let me take Advil. She was like, "No estás bien," and I'd be like
No.
crying. I'd be like bent over crying, and she would basically make it seem like I was being dramatic. Like, this happens to everybody. And like I remember one time I was in middle school and I was in the stall, and I was like borderline like punching the stall because of how much it hurt, and I was just like rocking back and forth. Like, what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
I remember I would lie down on like in the baño
Mhm.
and just like hold my stomach.
Yeah.
No.
Girl, that could actually have been endometriosis. I'm actually gonna get checked in June for that.
Oh really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finally gonna get checked.
I was telling Marimer too. We're gonna go to get checked to like what is it?
Dermatologist.
Dermatologist. We're gonna go and
Oh.
stuff. It's because we never really got checked. Like
Yeah.
growing up, it was just like you said. It was very like, oh, you're fine.
Or use
Yeah.
this cream or use that
Use this
or
cream. It was
Yeah. El
Ponte la
Vaporub.
Herbalife.
Oh my God.
Herbalife cream.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and now like going into like the actual infections, like yes, there are infections that can be treated, but there are also infections, like Murmur said, that can actually like take your life.
Yeah.
And it can start just as plain and simple as, like an infection for a girl in like her cervix, or like a man an infection in his penis. And a lot of times like you can't see it physically, but it's there. Like it is there, and you are able to contract it, you are able to spread it. And
Scary.
it's very scary.
That's so scary.
That's why it's always better, to like, play it safe, and I know that a lot of people don't like it, but wear a fucking condom. Yeah, unless you're actually like sure and certain that that is your person. Like
But even then, try to get tested every few months.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you can.
I heard every 6 months.
Oh yeah, that's what I was. Oh, it was in
Yeah.
6 months.
yeah, because like sometimes they're
I'm like 3 months.
no, because there's a what's it called, like there's an infection where it's like a bacteria that a man exposes to a woman, and it starts to infect her cervix, and if it doesn't get treated properly or in time, it can actually lead to cervical cancer.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
You know what? I don't want to have sex no
I'm
more.
married.
I'm
like, I'm married.
I quit.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Mary, I'm like, I would not want to be single right now.
Girl, for real. Mare, how
like-
you doing it?
Girl, it's tough.
I want to cry.
It's tough. No, because like all these men on these apps, all they want to do is have sex.
Yeah.
They
And it's really
do.
gross.
It's very gross.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did y'all ever see last year? And it was here in Dallas.
What?
Because this one girl, like, she posted it. This one guy, like, he was going on, I think it was Tinder and another dating app.
Was it the one that was spreading?
Yes. he was spreading AIDS.
Yeah.
He was spreading AIDS. Like, he was like, that he was charming and blah, blah, blah. But, that, like, he had AIDS, and he was spreading it, like, deliberately. And the girl, like, she didn't post his picture because, she didn't want to get sued for defamation, but she would, like, describe, like, what he had, or, yeah, like, what he looked like, so that if women ever came across him, they would know to, like...
I think I did. I came across
That's
a video like that.
It was in Dallas, dude. I was like, oof. I was like, it's gonna suffer, y'all.
I'm telling you, it's so scary.
Men are fucking crazy. I'm telling
like
you.
the
They
messages
know.
that you get. I'm
Yeah.
like, these men. I'm like, ew. First of all, ew. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ew, what makes y'all think that's gonna work?
Yeah.
Like,
Unless a woman wanted to, then it's okay.
yeah, of course. But it's like, at least
But-
first come up a little bit more
Like,
clean.
hey, how
like,
are
it-
you?
Like it's like
How was
they
your
think
day?
they think that's all we want.
Yeah.
It's gross.
And see, that's where, like, communication also comes in, because sometimes, like, it's not like, I don't know why talking about sex and, like, what you like is very weird.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another reason why I always say, like, I can't get into another relationship, like, if I ever, get divorced or something. Because, like, one of the main reasons, besides, all the other fucking reasons, are, like, sex and, like, kinks. Because
Yeah.
I'm...
Oh, yeah.
I only know I only know 2 people, and from those 2 people, like, I'm comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
the first one, obviously, I had my child with, and then this one I had my other child with. And I've seen, like, a lot of people liking certain things, whether it's aggressive or weird or dirty, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I give a lot of props to all these people who are still in dating apps and hooking up and stuff, because it's so scary.
It
It is.
It's so scary.
Do you ever have, like, that conversation, Murmur, with, like,
with the men?
yeah, like, do you ever, like, have a conversation like, oh, like, I'm not used to that, or, like, let's try this, or...
For the longest time, I was ashamed
What do you mean?
for,
talking about sex?
yeah, because it's like you said, we grew up
Don't do
not,
it. You're
yeah,
dirty if you do it. Yeah.
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 And I was also ashamed because I'm like, all these people are already having sex and I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm.
So it was like,
Like one of those like peer pressure.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, not really, but like
Like you should be doing it too, or
it was like more like, how do I explain it? A part of me sometimes would feel ashamed because I'm like, I should have already done this. And yeah, I guess it is a little bit of peer pressure, but also of a shame of like, you know, like you said, like if you do it, like, oh, like everybody's gonna know, like, you know, type of thing. So it's like, it's just one of those things where like I feel like our generation was more of like, we weren't well informed.
yeah.
I feel like now kids like close to like 11, 12, like I feel like they know more than
They
we
know
ever
more
did.
than they know more than I
Which
do
is
still.
sad because
Yeah.
I'm like, they're still very young and innocent.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
up until high school.
Mm-hmm.
No, even then.
Same. I don't think I got very curious about none of this until junior year in high school.
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in none of that. Like I don't know. I was like, oh, sounds horrible.
For me, it was like my early 20s.
Yeah. Wow.
I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
See, and I was always curious, but honestly, like I really do think that it was like the part in me that like just wanted to be loved, and like just seeing like all these things, like, you know,
Like
you
in
have to be,
movies and
yeah,
stuff?
like
Yeah.
you have to be a certain way, or you have to put out, or you have to be like this, or you have to
Yeah.
be, you know, like just like very how can I say it, like very showy of like your body, you know,
Mhm.
like not so much a personality, like it was just like your body, and like you had to be funny and loud kind of thing.
See,
Mm.
and for me it was the opposite. For me it was very like I hated my body because it was like I feel like it was just too exposed. And like, you know, everybody would comment like on my body and stuff, and like I think I did say this on the last one where in middle school, there was like two little kids
Mm-hmm.
that were like touching me, and like they would like grab me and stuff. And even then, like just like finally like speaking up and like telling someone, I felt like it was my fault, you know?
Mm-hmm. That they did it to you.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's where the parents fall into fault
Mhm.
because you have kids
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it's like you have to also put yourself in your kid's perspective. You were a kid once.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to understand your kids have feelings. And in the world that we live in now, it's a lot scarier
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because kids are more awake,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
all because of technology.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to kind of keep up with that.
That's true. No, it también like video games. Like I've heard so many horrible stories about like for example Fortnite right now that your husband's playing it. It's like there's a lot of like nasty men. I don't know about women, but like there's a lot of like nasty men who are trying to talk to like young boys and stuff, or on Roblox and stuff like that.
Yeah.
También, that's scary.
Yeah, where they
And
like
they get
try to meet up.
exposed to like
Mm-hmm.
so much now.
Yeah.
And obviously, one gets curious and wants to know more. You know,
Yeah.
I think we said that we're very curious people, like you know,
Yeah.
as human.
It's in our human nature.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's why it's always like it's always best for the parents not only to teach the kids to like, you know, set your boundaries and like what things are, but also to like respect other people's
Mhm.
boundaries and respect
Mhm.
when, you know, they put a limit, is for you to respect it and not to like continue to try to push past
Right.
it.
And that's one thing like we talk about in school too, where it's like if somebody's doing something and you feel like it's not right or you don't want to be part of it, you are allowed to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No
Like-
means no.
Mm-hmm. No, yep. No means no. And that's a big thing that we all say a lot at school because, again, like we were raised to we always had to, not that we have to be disrespectful to adults, but like also like there's bad people out there. And if something feels
You're
wrong,
allowed to defend
you're
yourself.
allowed to
Even if
speak
it
up.
means like
Obviously not-
you're
Yeah.
kind of talking back to an elder, like, no,
No,
we're.
but if something doesn't feel right,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, and I feel like it doesn't matter how old you are. I feel like, like, okay, this
Yeah.
shouldn't be happening right
Yeah.
now. So,
Yeah, and I've told my
Yeah.
kids the same thing too. I'm like, if y'all ever feel like uncomfortable, if anybody ever makes you feel weird, and you want to be removed from that situation, do not think at any moment that you are being rude by telling them no. And if they do not respect that no,
like, because we work in like a school daycare, and it's like when kids come and like they're tattletale on each other, I try to be what's the word I'm looking for? I lost it. Like
understand.
Not like swift them off.
Yeah, and I tell them like, hey, if it was you, would you like that? Like, no, we have to also understand that they have the right to say no, and no means no. Because kids get upset when their friend doesn't want to play with them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that age is a good age for them to
teach them.
Yeah.
Like if somebody doesn't want to play with you, they don't have to.
Yeah, and I'm like, when you
like the kids say, please walk away.
Yeah.
And that's good. They say please. And then sometimes when they don't still do it, I'm like, did you hear what he just said? He asked you to please walk away. That means he's not liking what you're telling him or what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing because, again, we were shut down so much.
Yeah.
We were shut down and we were like just thrown out there.
We were told to just put up
with it. It's like
you
said, like we became people's pleasers.
We're millennials specifically are very like people pleasers because of all that, because they always made us feel guilty, like everything
because
was
even
our fault, even though we weren't the ones that caused it.
Yeah, or even if we knew it was wrong.
Yeah,
we were like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
like,
it wasn't your fault.
Or very like shut down.
Yeah,
like because or I hate that because I said so.
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing because it just leaves it very like not clear on the situation. That's why like you as a mom, I love that you like try to explain to your kids because kids are curious and they want to know.
But it's hard to unlearn those things because I find myself doing them with my nieces and nephew, and I want to say because I say so, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to explain why it's wrong.
I saw this thing on TikTok. It was a photo where it shows like the grandma showing the mom, like talking to her the way our moms talk to us, and how this mom is like, she has a line where it's like, enough is enough. No, we're not gonna raise our kids the way we were raised.
Yeah, because I feel like you said, like, millennials just allowed way too much to go on.
For sure.
And like, even though like some kids nowadays are very rude.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
No, some of those kids are I'm not.
But also talking to them helps.
Yeah.
And explain to them.
They for sure understand.
Yeah, explain to them like you can't talk to someone like that. Like if they're not doing nothing wrong to you, también. I had a little situation where I had to step in and talk to a child because they were not being too kind to an
other
adult,
kids.
an adult person who's trying to get close to him and you nanny and stuff. So yeah, it's one of those things. But which he understands. But it's like it's communicating and like it's like a relationship.
Yeah.
It's
everything's
literally in any type of relationship, it's trust and communication. If there's no trust, if there's no communication, there's
and learning
nothing.
each other basically, because that's all what it is. Learning how each other, because it's like when we work with kids a lot, we have to show them that they can trust us.
Yep.
If not, they're never gonna be able to express themselves.
They'll never communicate anything to you.
Yeah, when because they're gonna be too scared.
Yeah,
like we were.
Yeah,
like we were, because everything was just us.
Yeah.
And for sure, like even whenever you are in a relationship, and no, like as a teenager, I guess there's nobody to tell you, oh no, like you can't do that, or you can't have sex. Like there's no point in doing that. And I feel like the moment that we wanted to have sex, even like the times that it felt wrong or weird, we wouldn't communicate that to our parents at all because we would be scared of what would be told to us, so like we couldn't say, oh, like, is this normal, or is this supposed to happen, or are they supposed to be angry?
Like, I just remembered something.
What?
I was pretty young too. I think I was like in middle school, and it was still like very much new to the whole technology thing. So when technology was first starting off, I was talking to this older man.
Oh,
I
shit.
innocently thought we were friends. And you know, it was one of those things where like I used to hide it and I didn't know how or when it happened, but my mom found out because it was one of those like, give me your phone because I'm paying for it. And that pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, when I grow up, you're not going to see my phone and this is my privacy. And she was like, so she found these texts, but they were innocent, you know?
From
like,
your side or his side, too?
both.
Okay.
But
he was
I
much
guess
older.
my mom, she was like, there's something wrong here. And I don't know if she told me or what or how I found out, but I think she called that number.
Oh.
And she was like, why are you talking to like my 13, 14-year-old? And you're like, what? I don't remember how old he was.
How did y'all
I don't even remember.
dang.
I think it was one of those websites that you talk to people.
Oh my God.
So please take care of your kids.
Yeah.
I was very lucky.
For sure on the stranger
But
danger.
no, and then in a different situation with the same guy, I was talking to him and I was still young, and I remember going to the store and with my parents, and then I had gone back home and I get a text from this person. And they were like, hey, I saw you at the store. And I was like, where? Like,
heck?
I never even saw you. Like, and I had already seen a picture of them. But I'm like, I never even saw you.
Girl.
So that kind of scared me a bit. So I was like,
that's
okay.
scary.
That
Yeah.
is scary.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
I'm glad nothing
Te van a
happened.
secuestrar.
I know, seriously.
So I'm kind of glad my mom was like,
Snatch
she
his
stepped
phone.
him
in,
again.
even though I was kind of upset at the time. I was like,
Yeah.
why are you trying to ruin my life? Like, you know?
Mhm.
Jeez.
But yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I've had to tell my kids. I'm like, the sad part is that like unless you know them or unless I know them, you
But
can't
even
really trust
then-
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then,
I'm like,
man,
just as long as like they don't cross a boundary or like they say
Yeah.
something
The
weird.
moment that they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I always have to tell them, I'm like, nobody can touch you. Nothing.
mhm.
Nothing. Not your arm, not your
If
head.
it's not your,
Nothing.
mhm.
Nothing. Not your face, your private areas, nothing.
Especially your private areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody is
That's a
allowed to
big
touch
no.
you. And you are not allowed to touch anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
No one.
Yeah.
And, like, consent is a huge thing because,
Yeah.
like, it's scary. And, like,
That's another thing that they should have talked to us about.
yeah,
I
like,
feel
consent and, like, putting your foot down on the consent.
Yeah, but again, we were raised to, like, we have to be respectful.
We have to be people pleasers.
People
Yeah.
pleaser, or like, it was again, there was that
It
trust
was
was
our
not
fault.
there.
Yeah.
You don't, not that we didn't feel safe with our parents, obviously, but it was one of those where you felt like everything was your fault.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
you
because
couldn't say
te
anything.
regañaban por todo.
Yeah.
And just shut you up.
Yeah.
Because I did say in the other episode, not episode, the first recording, how I was, what would you say? What is that groom? No, it was not groom.
No.
What
More
is
like
it? 'Cause-
groped.
Or what?
More like groped.
Rope
Or what do you mean? Or which one?
by that one
Yeah. Like
guy.
groped, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever, like, experience more with him or, like,
No,
see him from, like, time to time? Or was
I
that,
don't
like,
think
the only...
so. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
so-
have a memory of all that, but I mean, from the little that I remember, I'm just glad that it didn't go far.
Yeah.
But it was scary because my other two cousins were there also asleep.
Yeah.
We were all sleeping
Yeah.
in I want to say it was like a van thing, and it wasn't even it was a family member's friend who
Yeah.
did it.
That's why I was always grateful for my mom too, because for the longest she she wouldn't allow me to have sleepovers
Me neither.
unless
Diana never. She could
unless
never.
they were friends with the parents that I was.
No,
And
but
I used to
not
hate
even.
that. I used to hate that because I'm like, why are you trying to like be friends with my friends' parents? Like, I'm trying to be independent.
But it's because she didn't want to
But
get to know them.
it's because I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
that's
I mean,
why.
it was because it didn't explain it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
they were just like, because you can't. And like that's why I always tell my kids, I'm like, and like that they never asked me. They never asked me like if they can like sleep over somebody's house, you know, like what's it called? The only people that actually do sleep over our house are my husband's like little brother, and that's because, you know, like that's his little brother. Like,
Mhm.
you know, they've
Yeah.
seen that we can take care of him, and you know that he's good with the kids. The kids are good with him. Like, you know, they're
Mhm.
respectful. But besides that, like anytime any like the kids, they never ask me like, oh, you know, can I sleep over somebody else's
Yeah.
house, because they know that people do not respect. And like as much as people can be like nice to your face,
You just never know.
no, like in
Yeah.
the shadows they can be like
It's
something
so
else completely different.
scary.
Yeah, like you feel so helpless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you feel like confused and scared, and you don't know if you should say something, or you don't know like if you should keep it a secret, or yeah, like I don't know, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because till this day, like nobody knows. And again, I don't remember what he looks like, and I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
I just remember whose friend it was. That was it.
Yeah.
I feel like we millennials lived a lot.
Y'all have put us through so much shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like we have.
We have, and I mean,
We need
You
to
know, we're trying our best to keep everything together.
To
We're
learn
to
better
learn
habits
better
and
habits,
unlearn that
be a
bad
better
ones.
communicating person with everybody. We're trying. That's basically it. We're
Yeah,
trying.
we're trying.
We really
We're
are.
trying our best with everything.
Yeah. And we're
I
trying to
know.
protect the children too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And have the sex talk, and I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's awkward, but
Yeah.
it's a thing that we you gotta talk about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like just, and that's why I tell my kids, and I tell Mateo, I'm like eventually you're gonna have a girlfriend, and you both are gonna have a certain urge and certain urges that y'all don't understand. And you know, the moment that you do, please let me know. Please do not be scared. Please do not be
Mhm.
shy. Please do not be weirded out. It's gonna take me a minute to process it, but please do not be scared to let me know, because I would rather you be safe. Because
Mhm.
there's no point in me telling them, like, as much as I wish, I know for sure that they're not gonna wait until they're like
Yeah.
married. I know,
Oh no.
like shit happens. It
Mhm.
does.
Guys are guys.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that.
And
but
even
it's
girls. I
true.
remember
Man,
that
that's
you
girls,
said.
like,
I know that you said a dirty little girl
mhm,
once.
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
and that's why I told him, I'm like, if anything ever happens, like, please let me know, because I'd rather you be safe.
Yeah.
Because no, like that's, I can't. And like once you say no, like it's no. Once they say no, it's no, and you better respect
It's like
that.
the more you say, like it's like, también our parents didn't really explain much to us, but they didn't let us do a lot without explaining to us why not, and that
Mhm.
made us wanna
Try it.
try it.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
And that
you're
would
safe.
make us like,
Mhm. Like, why are you stopping me?
yeah, like, and that would make us experts at like lying and hiding shit.
Yes.
Oh, I
and
was
sneaking
never good.
around.
I'm still
Yeah.
not good at lying. She knows
Oh,
that.
yeah. I've caught her so many times.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, anybody want to add anything to the sex talk?
Mm.
I guess just always remember that nobody is gonna ever make you do anything,
Mhm.
and don't fall for peer pressure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No matter
100%.
how hard it is to feel different, because I've been in that place,
Mhm.
but everything comes in its time, and your time will come.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you do end up having sex for the first time, please be prepared
Mhm.
and safe,
Mhm.
and do it with somebody that cares about you enough to take care of you
Mhm.
in every possible way.
Yeah.
And don't believe in blue balls. Don't believe it. It hurts. Go rub one off.
Well, yeah. Go to your laptop. Watch your free
Go.
porn.
Yeah, not the free porn.
Not the free porn.
Oh my god.
I know. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
This
Yes, we
was
will.
fun.
This was fun. Second time's the charm.
Yeah.
Hopefully not a third.
Oh my god, no, please don't say that.
We all call in tomorrow for work. Alrighty, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next time again. Bye.
Bye.